This is a HeadGum podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Complete Guide to Everything, a podcast about everything. I am one of the hosts, Tom.
And I am one of the other hosts, Tim.
How are you this week, Tim?
Tom, last week I was sick.
Mm-hmm.
This week I'm a little less sick, but still kind of sick. How are you?
I'm good. Well, I mean, we should preface it by saying we're recording earlier in the week than usual.
Yeah,
a little bit.
We're recording on a
early.
Monday night. We usually record on Wednesday nights.
Yeah. Normally, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday are spent working on the show.
Researching, writing the scripts.
A lot of we're working until 5 in the morning. Like SNL.
Yeah.
Where they're up all night working.
Tom, you do a lot of cocaine.
It's the only way I can get everything done.
Tom,
72 hours just isn't enough time.
I think I could never ever do cocaine.
Good. You shouldn't, Tim. There's
I know.
not a compelling reason
I've
for
never
you to.
I've never tried, and I never want to try.
Yeah. You're never going to be in a situation where a doctor is going to recommend it to you.
I don't know, Tom. What with time travel and whatnot? They used to prescribe that for things, right?
Wait a minute. What do you mean, what with time travel? Are you planning on traveling back in time and seeing a doctor?
Maybe.
That would be a horrible. If anything, go in the future and see a doctor.
What if
They'll
we
be
can't
like,
perfect
here's a robo pill.
What if we can't have? Here's the situation I'm thinking of, Tom. We get time travel probably pretty soon.
Okay.
And we can only go backwards.
Okay.
Because they'll figure backwards out before they figure out forwards, right?
No, I mean...
Because forwards, they'd just be like, go to sleep, and then when you wake up, it'll be the future. I know that game.
What do you mean that game? Who's trying to pull that one over on you?
My parents, when it was bedtime, they're like, don't you want to time travel, though?
Yeah.
Shut up.
It's not time travel, you little nerd.
Yeah. Okay,
You wake up, and they both have big fake beards on. Oh, you've been asleep for decades, Tim.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
No. So let's say I get sick, but I don't have health insurance in this day and age, like Michael Moore's Sicko.
Okay.
And it's like, well, I know when I could afford a doctor. I'll take my money with me now, and I'll go back to the 1870s.
Right.
This will be like this $20 in my pocket. It's going to be a lot of money to them.
Yeah.
I'll get it converted to gold first. I'll buy gold with it.
All right.
And I'll go there. They'll be like, "Oh my god!" And
Look
then
at
they'll
all
be
this
like,
gold.
"They'll be like, I know what'll cure you: cocaine."
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, "Well, I can't do that."
Right.
But then I'll do it, and I'll be very confident. As I understand, it makes you very confident.
So it'll make you confident. Will you stay back in the 1870s, or you'll come into the future?
They haven't perfected going to the future, Tom.
Oh, well.
Yeah, you can only go back in time.
So it's a one-way trip?
Yeah.
Wow. And you have the money to time travel, but not get health insurance.
It's not
in this
expensive
situation.
in this scenario, Tom.
Oh, okay.
It's as simple as catching the bus. Because that's what they do. They want to send people. That's a good way to get rid of undesirables.
Send them back in time?
Yeah.
Then they'll just be back in the past messing around.
Yeah, but that's already happened. They've already dealt with that. Let's say, it's like you get a bunch of scoundrels, like robbers and, like, people that are, committing crimes. You trick them into getting on this bus, and it's like, we're not, and then you don't have to worry about due process. You just, you lure a cat burglar onto a bus.
I think word will get out.
You only have to...
Don't go on this bus, man. The people on the... Look, we don't know what happens to them, but they don't come back.
You tell them it's going to Six Flags, Tom.
We don't know what happens to them, but they don't come back, and they appear in old photographs afterwards.
Yeah. Suddenly you start reading about them in history class.
I mean, that's basically the plot of Looper.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, it's like in the future,
And here you are, calling me an idiot.
Right.
It's a multi-million-dollar Hollywood film, though.
Yeah. I mean, you're no stupider than Bruce Willis, the man who came up with Looper.
Yeah. And his son,
Joe Levitt.
JGL.
Yeah. No, in the future, time travel's illegal, and like all illegal things, the mob still has access to it, much like cocaine. And when the mob wants to get rid of somebody, when they want to whack them off, they send them back in time to be whacked off.
On a bus?
No.
By Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
No, they put him in like a washing machine type thing. And then turn it on to spin.
Why don't they just put him in a washing machine?
The thing that's actually...
That'll kill you.
Well, I think it's that when they send you back, then it's like, there's no trace of your body.
Right.
But
if you put somebody in the washing machine long enough...
they'll just be washed away.
Yeah. It'll shrink real small.
Yeah. Well, that's another good way to get rid of undesirables. Shrink them.
Yeah.
Just shrink them to the point where nobody can ever find them.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what the reason in the movie is why they don't kill them before they send them back. There's some reason.
Well,
but that's what little Joe Levitt has to do.
He's got it. And then all of a sudden he's faced with his dad, Bruce Willis.
Yeah, they sent his dad back, Bruce Willis. And they're like, you have to kill him. And he's like, but this is my dad.
Yeah.
It's a very confusing film. You're sick.
Yeah.
And you want cocaine.
No, I don't want cocaine, Tom.
Right. Okay. What do you want?
Right now, I'd like some pizza.
That's not going to make you feel any better, Tim.
Well, I'm hungry.
Okay. Well, that's a different sensation.
Yeah. You asked me what I wanted. All right. What do I want? I want to not have a stuffy nose anymore. Is that
now,
the answer you're looking for?
What if the solution to that was a line of cocaine?
I'm not going to do it.
Oh,
I don't want to be that confident. Tom, the times I've had confidence, I've acted like
things haven't gone well.
No. Drunk, I start yelling. I have a lot of opinions.
Oh, yeah, you would be a horrible cokehead.
Yeah, right?
Jesus, yeah.
If I have 2 beers, I'm just like, listen to my thoughts about the world.
Right.
If I had cocaine, I'd be like, and they're all right. Like, I know they're wrong when I'm just like, yeah, I know, like, Derek Jeter. Like, it's always theories I have about Derek Jeter.
Okay.
How he's
on the field or off the field?
Off the field. Derek Jeter seems like a nice guy. I'm sure he's a nice man. But, like, come on, guys. Stop pretending like, oh, he's not a big scumbag, right? He's probably a big scumbag.
Those are 2 different things, Tim. Because I was about to say to you, would you bet money that he's a nice guy?
Well, it depends on what your definition of a nice guy is. Does he know how to shake somebody's hand and say a nice thing, smile, and then keep walking?
Yeah.
Yeah. But, like, in his heart of hearts, I don't know. Can we ever really know? He's a politician is what he is, Tom.
Yeah. Hook him up to...
See, this is me. No beers, no cocaine.
Right.
Yeah.
And you still got all these opinions.
Still insufferable.
Yeah. If you're on cocaine, I'd be trying to get you onto a bus right about now.
But, Tom, how are you doing this week?
Tim, this has been a rough week for a few reasons.
And it's only Monday.
Well, I'm mostly talking about last week.
Okay. The past 7 days.
The past 7 days. First things first, I broke one of my toes.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Wow. How'd you do that?
I stubbed it. and it freaking broke.
Did you go to the hospital?
No.
How do you know it broke?
I Googled a bunch of stuff. Apparently, unless like you break your big toe, then that can be like a big deal.
Yeah,
but
because of the big toe.
Big toe, big deal. That's what they say when you go to the emergency room.
What toe is it?
The middle one.
Oh, were you flipping someone off your foot?
Flipping somebody off with. I mean, my toes are finger length, and I can independently control them. No, I just stubbed it real hard, but it turned like black, turned a very like purplish black, and it hurt a real lot. And then I stubbed that same toe again.
On what?
On like my couch.
Were you playing like with the Xbox Kinect?
No, I was doing the risky business thing.
No.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, I was just.
Yeah. Ginger was out of town.
I'll tell you, it was risky business doing it with a broken toe.
Yeah.
Because I hit it again, And boy, I almost threw up. It hurt so bad. That was maybe the most painful thing I've ever experienced.
Did you stub it on the same thing? In
No,
the same place?
But like, I mean, there's only so many places to stub. I stubbed it again on, the couch that I've stubbed it on a million times.
Right. You have too much furniture, Tom.
I do. I'm getting rid of some of this furniture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your couch.
The couch. Yeah. The couch and the table. I'm gonna get a smaller.
Nice.
Getting rid of what you're sitting on. It's gonna be very zen.
A barrel
in here. We're recording at my abode today. Should be noted.
Yeah. Okay, so you broke your toe.
Broke my toe. Hit it again. I tweeted about this, but apparently you blocked me on Twitter.
I never see your tweets, and I'm on Twitter all the time.
But I had a real scare the other night where the mailman rang on my doorbell.
You have the oddest relationship with your mail carrier.
Yeah, carriers. There's multiple, and I say mailmen because the mail women could just do their job without any weirdness. It's the mailmen that really.
So it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. This mailman came and delivered a package to my door, like I'm in an apartment building, so there's a buzzer, but mailman doesn't need the buzzer. And there's boxes for the mail people to leave stuff.
Mailboxes.
Mailboxes, yeah. It's right there
I've
in the name.
I've heard the name, yeah. So that's what that is.
He saw it fit to skip over all that and just knock on my door, my front door to my living room. At 11 o'clock at night.
That's nuts.
11 o'clock at night. I could have been asleep. It was Saturday night. For some reason, I wasn't out partying, which is, weird.
When's the last time you were out partying?
Probably last night, man.
Really? You were out last night?
Probably, man. Yeah.
Can't even remember? Too much cocaine?
Too much everything. Too much partying. But then, I look through the peephole. The dog's looking at me like, who the hell is this coming this time of night?
Your dog doesn't know what
time
it is.
My dog, Tim, you could set your watch to my dog. I don't know how you would do it, but you could. This dog wakes up at the same time every morning without fail.
When your alarm clock goes off?
No. Before the alarm clock goes off. And it's annoying because when the clocks went back, she didn't set her clock back.
No.
So she was just waking up an hour earlier, waking me up.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm sorry to hear that, Tom. I got good news for you, though.
What?
When we switched the clocks back in the spring.
Yeah.
I get an extra hour.
I get an extra hour from my dog.
Yeah.
So, like, I look through the peephole, and, it's just, man. And I think... because, like, sometimes there are errant knocks on the door, and it's because, like, somebody's getting, like, a food delivery, and the guy, buzzed into the right place, but then, read the number wrong or whatever, and I'll just be like, no, it's not. I didn't order anything.
Oh, they'll take it.
I'll take it. No, I'll be like, I didn't order anything, and then he'll take another look at the number and be like, oh, it's the guy next door. Sorry. This wasn't any of those situations. This is a mailman. And so I opened the door, very confused, and he hands me, and like I couldn't even tell he was the mailman from the peep. I don't know why I opened the door. I looked through the peephole, and saw just like a man, and was like, oh, let me see what he wants, and opened the door. And he hands me the package, and I can't remember exactly what he said, but it was something along the lines of like, "We're always there for you," which is not the mail slogan.
No,
right?
It's not.
And you don't have to say a slogan.
Yeah, you don't have to even get on the elevator and knock on the door and hand somebody. You said there are mailboxes downstairs.
There are mailboxes, and like it wasn't an overnight delivery or anything like that. It was like a priority mail. It would have been fine. Could have left it in front of my door. I would have seen it first thing in the morning when I woke up. Instead, he scared the hell out of me.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. What was it?
It was Farming Simulator 2017.
What?
Yeah, it was a farming simulation game for the Nintendo Switch.
A game.
A game, yeah.
I didn't know if it was just like a weird like thing that you got inside or something like. Well, you're just like he delivered a farming simulator.
Like a contraption?
Yeah, I don't know. What am I supposed to know? I didn't know they made farming video games.
You're imagining like an ant farm type thing, but
yeah, man, I don't know. A box you go in and it you pull levers and it's
no,
like
that would be something.
Yeah, it would be.
But yeah, I mean, it wasn't something that I needed 11 o'clock at night.
But did you? Immediately
I fired
play
it up.
Yeah.
See what all the fuss was about.
Simulate this farming.
Yeah. But it interrupted, and this was, the last real kick in the balls for the week, Tim. That's my voice cracks. You can tell that's where it came from.
In the genitals, I see. Yes.
I had settled in to watch a movie for the night, and now I've been back and forth with iTunes trying to get my money back for this.
What?
For this rental.
What movie?
This bogus Bigfoot documentary that it was just garbage. It was so bad. And
wait, so
what?
You sat down. It was
watch
11 p.m.
on
a Saturday night.
Yeah.
You rented. How much was it?
It's $5.
$5.
Yeah, I had to watch it in HD so I could know for sure if it was real.
You don't want to see the video, the footage and
what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
Save $1 or $2, get the SD copy? Yeah. Oh, am I nuts?
You were right. So you started watching it, and then he came and delivered the thing.
Yeah.
And then you kept watching?
Interrupted me watching a Bigfoot documentary to deliver my farming simulator. And I continued watching. I got 10 minutes in before I turned it off. It was such garbage.
Well, that's not iTunes' fault, Tom.
It is their fault. They sold me a bad bill of goods. There were a bunch of 5-star reviews. It must have been all this guy's Bigfoot buddies. Well, this was the most fake, first off. And I don't have the email I sent to iTunes in front of me, but I can quote part of it, which was, it looked like I was going to say it looked like he edited this thing in iMovie. Then I was like, oh, they might take offense to that.
Yeah.
So I said Windows Movie Maker. And they were probably like, oh, yeah, that thing's garbage. It just looked like crap. And it was the most fake thing. The guy finally finds Bigfoot. Not finally. It was, a few minutes in.
Yeah, you only watched 10 minutes. How long was the movie?
I don't think it was motion picture length. I think it was like 67 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So the guy finds Bigfoot, and he's got the camera. He's like, look, there's Bigfoot right there. And it's dark, and it's snowing, but he's got the infrared on. And you're kind of like, oh, man, that does kind of look like a Bigfoot. But then you're like, why would Bigfoot have his back to him? And then and why is that Bigfoot not moving at all? And then he's like, there's another Bigfoot to my right, and I can hear him.
There's more than one Bigfoot?
Yeah. It's Sasquatch.
That's true.
And then you hear like a movie sound effect of like a lion roaring. He's like,
was it from the MGM?
It wasn't the Wilhelm scream or whatever, but it was definitely like a roar I recognized from other things. And then he's like, I'm gonna get closer to the Bigfoot. And then he goes, ah! And like a branch falls. He falls, and there's a branch, and he's like, another Bigfoot threw this branch at me and hit me right in the head. And then he's like, look at it. He's like, oh, that Bigfoot's all got away. And that's when I turned it off. And I was like, this is unwatchable garbage.
What did you expect?
I don't know. He said he was a skeptic. And I thought, well, this guy's a skeptic. Then surely he's not going to go make all this fake footage. It was just so obviously faked. Because I watched some of this stuff and I'm like, I think that's just like a weird looking bear. Or like an optical illusion. But this was like too good to be true footage.
This guy is pulling one over on you. You don't mind if somebody's misconstruing it and maybe...
Right, a wishful thinking that what they saw was something bigger than what it was. But
nobody makes a fool out of Tom Reynolds.
No. I'm going to find this SOB. I'm gonna, if iTunes doesn't give me my $5 back, I'm going to make this guy give me it back.
Tom, you have such a bizarre life.
Well, I don't think so. It's normal. Dinner and a movie.
Tom,
yeah,
it's Thanksgiving week
mm-hmm.
when we're recording this. Everybody else has already eaten their turkey and their stuffing.
Mm-hmm. Not you. You're a vegetarian.
Sauce. Yeah, I'm going to the in-laws, Tom.
Yeah,
and I'm excited about it. And I bet it was a great time.
Tim, is this a time travel thing again?
I bet it will be a great time. But the one thing that they were trying to be accommodating.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, so like, what do we need?
Tofurkey?
Yeah, it's like, whatever you do, don't make anything, like not even one thing special for me. Like, I'll
be very happy with 2 pounds of mashed potatoes. Thank you.
Exactly. Literally anything. And like all the pie. I'll have so much pie. It's fine. I don't usually eat that much during the day. I'll eat cookies and pie and some potatoes.
But at night, I eat cookies and pie, and that sustains me.
And I'm just afraid that like they're gonna be like, "Oh, I made this special for you," and then it's gonna be some like gross, weird thing that like I had to pretend to be like, "Oh, great, thank you," and then I had to like choke it down.
And
then I had to like wrap it in a napkin and flush it down the toilet or something
over and over.
Yeah. So, I hope that
honey,
doesn't happen.
Your new husband seems to be going to the bathroom an awful lot. Is he all right?
So anyway, Tom, what we're going to do
and
this
they've never met you before, right?
No, they've never met me.
Yeah.
Well, they met me once, but I wore a disguise for reasons I don't want to get into. Tom, we're going to solve some problems this week. Cause,
this is our way of giving back.
Yeah. This is our way of you giving us thanks.
Yeah.
After we solve your problems.
Before and after.
How do you want to work the theme song this week, Tom? Because in previous episodes, we played the entire theme song every time we read a problem.
Yeah, and people probably loved it.
People did not love it.
No?
No, we
Why
got
not?
emails about it. They were like, stop playing that song. Stop playing that original song you wrote.
Then we'll play it once here, and then never again. And well, I mean, in other episodes we'll play.
Maybe. All right. Hello and welcome to Tim and Tom Solve Your Problems. I'm Tim.
I'm Tom.
And we're going to solve some
Your
problems. Tom?
Yeah.
Oh, hey. If anybody has a problem, we'll say this one time.
Mm-hmm.
Email us at thecompleteguidetoeverything@gmail.com. We won't solve your problem this episode.
Right. If you're emailing now hoping to get in this episode, it's probably too late.
Maybe. If you type fast enough, we'll see. But we'll solve it. We'll certainly solve it on a future episode. Tom, this one, dear, and don't do things like this. Dear Timus and Tomothy.
Yeah, he screwed up the way the names are.
Or maybe he's got a...
You ever think about... I was recently thinking about starting to go by Thomas.
No.
Yeah, I'm going to do it.
No.
I'm going to make everybody call me Thomas.
Really? How do you go about doing that?
Correcting everyone constantly.
You're 36 years old.
Yeah.
You're not, like, making new friends now. You're not, like, introducing...
No. I'm just going to make the old ones start calling me Tom. And if somebody accidentally calls me Tom, I'm going to leave in a huff.
Well, are you serious? Do you want to start going by Thomas?
No.
Okay.
I was thinking about how to do it, though, because somebody called me Thomas the other day, and I was like, for the first time in my life, I was like, Thomas, I like the sound of that. But I like my first name and last name. Like, I don't like Thomas Reynolds, but I like Tom Reynolds. But then
It's like a Weird Al situation.
Yeah.
It's either Weird Al in quotation marks Yankovic, or Weird Al with no quotation marks.
Wait, how is? Oh, I don't think that's similar.
I think that's right. Tom, this fella doesn't want us to use his name. Can you come up with a name?
Samuel.
Like the great Samuel L. Jackson?
Did you say Samuel Jackson?
Wait, Samuel L. Jackson?
Yeah.
How could
There's an extra L. It's not just...
Yeah, how did I not realize how hard that is to say
all
these years? No wonder some people call him Sam.
Yeah.
It was Sam Malone's name, Samuel?
Yeah, Samuel Malone.
Or is it just Sammy?
No, I don't think you can be just a Sammy.
You can be a Sammy.
Well, you could, but it's probably not what's on his birth certificate.
You don't know. You know what's on...
Well, Tim, you know I've been demanding for years to see Sam Malone's birth certificate.
Yeah, me too. Dear Timus and Timothy, please don't use my real name. You could blow the deal.
Okay.
Samuel's got a deal going.
Yeah.
I have a problem.
Apparently, he's got no respect for names.
Yeah.
He wants his name withheld while he makes a mockery of our names.
A problem I'd like you to solve. I've recently got an acting job.
Hooray for Hollywood.
Yeah, that has meant that I've had to move away
to Hollywood
from home for a while to Hollywood. Where I am is lovely, but phone signal is bad, and the internet isn't much better. I've heard that about Los Angeles.
Is he actually in Hollywood?
No,
oh,
I don't know. So I can't communicate with my housemates or friends very easily. While I've been out here, I've also taken a fancy to a sexy older woman in the company. So I think it's like a play.
A performance, yeah.
I am 25 and she is 39, but I think I have a thing for her.
I bet you do.
Yeah, if you think you do. I'm not sure. You called her a sexy lady.
Maybe maybe he's like, I think I have a thing for her, and it's like he's thinking of like a bouquet of flowers he could give her.
Yeah.
I think I have a thing for her. It's this lovely bouquet of flowers.
She's very nice to everyone, and I may be reading into it here.
Well, she's an actor.
But I think she's particularly nice to me. Actors aren't always very nice to people, Tom.
That's true.
Some of them are hell to deal with on set.
Remember Christian Bale? You're in my sight line. Oh, you're not a professional.
I heard he was right.
He was right.
Yeah.
And they said that DP was a jerk.
Mm.
I think we've talked about this specific thing.
Yeah. Thing is, she's part owner of the company and technically outranks me.
And who's the other part owner? Her husband?
I don't know, Tom.
I'm just saying.
I don't know if that's frowned upon here. I don't think so, because he doesn't mention the husband, and that would, like, play into this, right?
Well,
so here's his questions. Part 1, I'm here until at least the end of the year. How do I entertain myself for such a long time? And Part 2, how do I make a move on an older woman? Should I? Thanks for the podcast, guys. I've been to 2 of your live shows, and you were great. Use a fake name, please. Samuel. I'm beginning to think this is not Samuel L. Jackson, because that man is like 70, maybe?
Yeah, he's up there.
This man is 25.
Right. Yeah. The Samuel L. Jackson's not... Well, and also, Samuel's a name I gave him. It's not his actual name.
That's true. And it doesn't seem like this guy's in Hollywood, because he doesn't get very good cell reception or internet.
Yeah.
And he seems to be a part of a company.
Now, I'm curious if he's even... Is there any indication from that email due to spellings if he's in the UK or in America?
I would think he's an American.
Okay. Because I'm curious when he's like, a bad sales signal and like, what do I do to entertain myself? Like, well, where are you?
Yeah, drink alcohol.
Well, no, I'm just saying like, if he's in like L.A. or New York doing something, you wouldn't be like, oh, what do I do? It's like, you do anything. There's a million things to do.
He could be in the Midwest. He should see movies.
It sounds like he's kind of in the middle of nowhere. He should go see Justice League. I saw it, and here's my review. Is the best movie I've ever seen.
Wow.
Yeah.
High praise from a dumb man.
So there are a bunch of things going on. I mean, if she's part owner of the company, I mean, then she's the one who has to be careful. That's who it's frowned upon,
right?
Not him. And I don't know what he means exactly by making a move. There's also a lot of questions there.
I think he's like thinking maybe of pretending to yawn and putting his arms in the air, going,
right,
and then get this. One of his arms goes right back down to his side, but the arm where she's on the other side of, he brings that down and just plants it right on her shoulder.
Yeah. Wait, explain that move again?
Okay.
Boy, that's really
he pretends as if maybe, I'm a little tired.
What if she's like, oh, he's tired. He probably wants to go. I'll let him leave early.
Yeah,
from
see, that's
rehearsal.
That's the danger.
Yeah, this young man's overworked. I'm also curious what in the performance they're doing, presumably a play or a musical here, what the relationship between their characters is.
Ooh,
you know?
Yeah.
Because like if like he's playing her son or something, then that's weird.
And also maybe if they are playing lovers.
Yeah.
And he thinks she's being particularly nice to him.
Right.
Maybe she's just a character actor, and she's trying to stay in character.
Right. Yeah. Or maybe she's just being nice, and then, he's interpreting like, hey, when we're on stage, she can't keep her hands off me.
Yeah. It's like, look, read the script, buddy.
Yeah. Has he read the script? That's another question.
Sir? Samuel, read the script before you do anything.
Send us the script.
Send us the script.
We might have some notes.
He's talking about, look, Tom, on the face of it, don't you think this guy should just go to the movies for the next couple weeks, and then like leave this small town and go back to his regular life? Like maybe not risk your job hitting on your boss.
Yeah. I mean, if he's in New York, he can come see Justice League with me again tomorrow.
Yeah, Tom, you're going to go see Justice League for the second time.
A Tuesday matinee.
Real loser. A loser's life for you, Tom.
Well, it beats watching shitty Bigfoot documentaries, I'll tell you that much.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, I guess when you're 25, especially if somebody's older, you don't really know how to like float an idea out there. Like you can't be like, hey, I had a thought. How about me and you? Go back to my place where I have bad cell reception and barely any internet.
Yeah, I'd say just go to the movies.
Yeah. That's one way to entertain yourself, because there's no way you're going to be able to entertain yourself with a lover for that long.
Yeah, especially when the lover's your boss.
Yeah, in a way.
Well, yeah, she owns the company.
Part owns the company.
Yeah, but
but maybe it's a situation like Jay-Z and the Nets, where it's like, oh, she owns like a 1% stake, not even.
Yeah, but still, that makes her the boss.
What?
Jay-Z's the boss. He can go into the Nets locker room and be like, Johnson, you're cut from the team.
I don't think he can do that.
I don't know. I think he can.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a tricky situation.
Yeah, it doesn't seem worth it.
I'll tell you this.
Go to the movies.
Yeah. There's this great motion picture just came out called Justice League.
It's got Batman in it.
It's got Batman as himself, Wonder Woman as herself, Aquaman as himself, Cyborg as himself, and maybe Superman? I'll never tell. No spoilers for me.
All right, thanks for writing in, Samuel. All right, Tom, 1 for 1.
Yeah.
Here we go. Are you going to play the theme again?
Swish. No, I'm not going to.
Okay.
Tim. I'm not going to force... honestly, I'm not going to pay those royalties again. They're exorbitant.
I know. We've spent all the profits from this year.
Yeah.
On that one time.
Just on that one time.
Yeah. Tom, this one comes to us from Nicole.
Kidman.
No, a different Nicole. Dear Tim and Tom, hi there. My name is Nicole. Remember that time we did a live show and you said the person's, we were doing Tim and Tom, solve your problems, and you said the person's email address into the microphone? And then you said, don't worry, we'll edit this out. And then we posted it. You posted it, and you didn't edit it out?
I edited it out after it was pointed out to me that I've forgotten that.
Jesus.
A lot of time had passed between...
You're a bad person. Nicole writes, Dear
I'm
Tim
not
and
a
Tom,
bad person, just a negligent person.
Hi there, my name is Nicole, and I have a problem that might take a couple of smart brains to solve.
Oh, you came to the right brains.
Yeah. I've been working in libraries for the past...
I've been working on the railroad.
The smart brain in action. Look at the connections he makes.
Yep.
This brain immediately. The 3 words in.
Yeah, it's just the bing, 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 like Sherlock Holmes.
I've been working in libraries for the past 6 years, and I've been at my current library for the past 2. She jumps around from library to library, you see.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
A recurring problem I have is with my...
Stealing books.
No, you can't steal them. They're all free, Tom.
Well,
Have
that's
you ever
why
been to
she
a
keeps
library?
getting... Maybe she defaces them.
Ooh, yeah. She goes through and every time it says like
a bad word.
Yeah, or it says like cockshore. She always crosses out the shore part of it.
Oh man.
In a book.
Yeah.
Finny was cockshore up on that limb, and then she'll cross out shore.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
Yep.
She was in a separate piece.
Yep.
I've been working in libraries for the past 6 years. I've been at my current library for the past 2. A recurring problem I have is with my board of directors, a.k.a. the people who pay me. A lot of problems with bosses today, Tom.
Yeah.
They still cannot get my name right.
Wait, the board of directors pays? No, tax dollars pay.
Yeah, but they set the
right.
salaries and probably...
Yeah, but it's not their money.
It's never their money, Tom.
Sometimes it is.
Well, with Jay-Z and the Nets, it is.
Yeah, he's paying them out of his own pocket.
At that small-town theater company.
Like, you guys got to start winning some games here. I'm going under.
Yeah, or Johnson, you're going to be cut from the team.
Yeah.
They can't get her name right, Tom. Her name's Nicole.
Okay.
This is not just at my current job either. I was at my last library for almost 5 years, and have been called every single name close to Nicole or Nikki. I've been called Noelle, Michelle, which isn't close.
It's close to Noelle.
Vicky, Mickey,
hello,
Robin.
Well, Robin's not close to Nicole at all.
And Natalie. Yeah, and Robin, she put parenthetical question mark.
Yeah.
I still strangely get called those names at my newer library as well.
All right.
I work very close with the board, and they should know my name by now. Recently, board members have been sending email to Noelle plus my last name at gmail.com, and I would really like them to stop. Any creative ways to let them know what my correct name is? I haven't tried blasting darling Nikki during a board meeting. Because her name's Nikki. You see.
Yeah.
That could get me fired.
Yeah, she doesn't want to invite the connection that she's a sex fiend.
Yeah, and then Tipper Gore's on the board, out of a job.
Yeah, and then they're like,
board.
Wait a minute, we should keep an eye on this Nikki when she's in the magazine section.
Yeah, oh Lord.
Yeah, jeez.
Keep her away from the periodicals. Might try it, though. Don't do it. Thank you so much, Nicole. Yeah, Tom. Do you get the sense, and I'm not one for victim blaming here. You get the sense that this is Nicole's fault if it's happened at two different boards of directors?
It is a weird thing because like Nicole isn't a name like like me and you have names. I guess
if somebody called me Tom or Jim, I'd be like, yeah,
That's what I was about. That was the example I was going to use. That like more you have a name that like people could call you Monsieur Jim and start calling you Jim. I get Mom a lot.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's also you're very supportive.
Yeah, I'm very
give a lot
motherly.
Of hugs. Yeah.
Yeah, Nicole. I've not heard like that's a pretty distinct name.
Yeah.
2 distinct syllables, right?
Nick or Nicole.
Yes. But there's not like a Mick hole.
Yeah, but there's a Mickey to a Nicky. But who? I mean, outside of like a few
mice.
Well, Mickey is mostly a boy's name.
Yeah.
Nicole presumably is a girl.
Yeah, presumably. It's not spelled weird or anything?
No, Nicole.
I could understand if she was like, the board keeps calling me Nickel. They think my name's Nickel.
No, because they're a library board, Tom. I would think they're pretty good at reading.
Maybe that's just it. Maybe she's never written down her name for them.
Is it?
What if she came into the next board reading reading a book called My Name is Nicole?
See, I don't think people would, maybe a necklace with her name on it?
Yeah.
But, like, it would have to be a big, like...
It would have to be in, like, block letters, so it could be readable across the room. Across, presumably, a very large board room table.
Yeah. I don't know, a shirt with her name on it? I'm thinking visual cues here, because I don't know how you interact with a board.
Yeah. Well, she says she works very closely with them.
Yeah.
Apparently not that closely if they don't know what her damn name is. Noelle. Is there another Noelle? That's a weird, like, to get it wrong on the email address, too. I mean, maybe the board members are just assholes.
Do you think Nicole's got marbles in her mouth?
And she's like, hello, I'm...
Hello? She's always chewing gum. She's probably got a lot of gum in her mouth all the time.
At the library? What are you, crazy?
Yeah. Maybe they're looking for a way to... Maybe they've been emailing Noelle, you're fired, and then Nicole keeps showing up. They're like, due to your incessant gum chewing, Noelle, we're going to have to let you go. And then they're like, I'm not a big fan of Mickey, but she she sure does, stick to what she wants to do here.
I mean, I'm a big proponent in these cases that, like, somebody gets your name wrong, you got to correct them right away.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Don't be embarrassed. They should be embarrassed.
Yeah, embarrass them. Tell them you should be embarrassed. I'm Nicole.
Yeah, shame them.
Shame.
Be like,
shame.
Oh, bring a bell and ring it and go, shame. Yeah. Anytime anybody calls you Noelle or Mickey.
Or like a clown horn. Like a...
Yeah.
No, it's Nicole. Honk, honk.
Yeah.
Then they'll always remember it. They'll tell the other board members, she came in, said, no, it's Noelle, and then honked a clown horn that she had.
It's Nicole. Now, you see, this is she's got some weird
what's going on? This is like
like
a brain virus or something that's going around.
This was her game. She infected 2 smart brains
with
her brain virus.
Yeah, that's why she was after our lovely, lovely brains.
You're not going to get us this time, Noelle.
She had already gotten the boards of 2 libraries, presumably, full of scholars and intellectuals, titans of business.
All right, either honk a horn after saying your correct name,
which
or
isn't
write
a bad
your name.
idea anyway.
Write your name in all the books, property of Nicole.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, who did this?
And, read it and weep.
Yeah.
They'll know.
It's me.
And then they'll weep because they'll be like, our books are lovely, lovely books.
Now we have to buy all new books.
Yeah. Or rip the pages out.
And who crossed out the word shore in the word cockshore?
Yeah.
It's me, Nicole. I'm a badass. Chew gum and honk this horn. It's my thing. I'm a bad librarian.
Now, at that point, you're going to have to expect at least one of the board members is going to faint.
Yeah. And that's what
you
want.
Be ready for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Set an example, though.
All right. Thanks for the email, Nicole. Tom,
Yeah.
we have time for another one, or maybe two.
Okay.
I think we solved her problem. I think the horn honking and writing the name in all the books.
Yeah.
And
There's
chewing
no
gum.
way. I mean, she might get fired, but, she didn't stipulate
Yeah, but you want to go out with a bang.
how can I tell them this without getting fired? She said, how can I get it straight? They'll get it straight. They'll remember it to their grave.
Tom, we have
Tell them you're going to do something that will make sure they remember your name till they're dead.
Yeah. Can you carve your name in a person in a legal way?
What? Tim, that's a question a psychopath would ask.
What do you mean?
Can you carve your name in
I'm just asking questions.
Yeah, with their permission you can, but
that's what I'm saying.
Well, but if these people can't remember her name, they're surely not in a personal relationship to the extent that they would allow her to carve something in their body.
I'm not saying them. I'm saying you can get somebody else and just always have them by your side. Like
but
maybe
then
Nicole
they'll
has
think
a
that
child.
person's Nicole.
No, you
then they'll
carve
be like,
Nicole with
this
an arrow and then always stand next to that person.
This must be Nicole with the word Nicole carved into their head, and Nicole's friend. I'm sorry, I forgot your name.
And that gives you an opportunity to say, oh, Nicole.
Also Nicole.
Nicole.
Oh, two Nicoles.
Yeah. This one comes from Daniel, Tom.
Okay.
He says, hi. I have a problem you might be able to help me with. I live in Sydney, Australia.
Good day.
And I am
Wait, no, he doesn't. He would have said good day, mates. He said hi. He doesn't live in Sydney, Australia. I know people who live in Australia. They start their emails with good day, mate.
It's called Australia, Tom.
Anyway, what does Daniel have to say?
I live in Sydney, Australia, and I am currently a university student.
Okay.
The problem is that my dad is planning on launching a franchise of an Asian fast food restaurant here.
Okay.
Chow King.
All right.
Now, it's Chow King, like CHOWKING,
Like chow mein.
but
Yeah.
it's all one word.
Okay.
But then in parentheses, he wrote Chow King.
Uh-huh. I mean, if it's all one word, that sounds like choking. And you don't want to eat at a restaurant
Especially
called choking.
in Australia. It's like, that man's chowking.
He's choking. Somebody help him.
It would be the first in Australia. I checked and they exist in the U.S., but only on the West Coast.
Okay.
I do not want him to open this restaurant because I would have to work there, and I really do not want to have to do that as I am very busy with my studies. How can I convince or trick my dad to not take this big risk in opening a franchise store, which I would have to work at? Thanks, Daniel. You can use my name. P.S. Thanks for the great show every week. Hey, you're welcome.
Yeah, finally, a thank you.
Yeah, on this Thanksgiving.
Yeah. I mean, I was starting to think people forgot the meaning of the holiday.
Yeah.
I have like a lot of questions about why, like, is his dad presumably, he said that this would be the first chowking in Australia.
Yeah.
So his dad's never run a chowking before.
No.
But I'm curious if his dad has run other franchise restaurants before, or if like his dad's does something completely unrelated to this, and this is like like a real big risk. Like
Tom, there's never a better time than right now to get into the franchise business.
Why is that?
Because the opportunities are there. Fast casual dining is through the roof.
In Australia, though?
How do you know what's going on in Australia?
Tim.
You don't even know how to say the name of the country.
I know a few things. I was at an Outback Steakhouse not too long ago, Tim. I was doing some research.
Were you at an Outback Steakhouse recently?
Somewhat recently.
Was it really depressing in there?
Yeah, but the food was delicious.
What did you have?
A hamburger.
What? That's not very Australian.
No, it was called the didgeridoo down under burger or something, Tim. It was about as Australian as it gets.
Did you have a bloomin' onion?
The burger had bloomin' onion petals on it.
Petals.
Well, yeah, Tim, it's a flower.
Yeah.
It's bloomin'. What would you call them? Pieces?
Yeah.
Well, that sounds...
Pieces of onion.
Well,
it had pieces of fried onion on it.
Tim, you have no poetry in your soul.
Who are you there with? Your family?
Yeah.
Seems like a Long Island thing to do.
Yeah. Well, like my mom wanted to go to like a nice restaurant, and I was like, no, I want to go to Outback.
You're a real bad person, Tom.
I'm not a bad person. I like Outback. It's a good place.
It's a good place for families.
Sorry if I like a little culture once in a while, Tim.
So what did you learn about
Oh, they love Australian food, not Chinese food.
Okay. Tom?
They love Australian food like bloomin' onions.
And hamburgers.
And hamburgers.
Yeah. I'm looking at the Chowking restaurant.
It really sounds like choking.
Yeah, it's Chowking. They have breakfast chow,
okay,
which is called Tocino Bangus, which is sweet pork and milkfish.
Oh. Oh God. No, that's for breakfast?
Yeah. It does. It certainly doesn't. It's got.
Can I interest you in a milkfish for breakfast?
And it's got rice with corn and peas in it.
Yeah.
That's not breakfast fare.
Yeah, I mean that sounds like just what they have at fast food Chinese
Pork
places.
Sausage and I wouldn't eat at this place. But hey, look, they have like fried chicken. It looks like that doesn't look. Anyway, you're a fool, Daniel. Don't you want to see how a restaurant is run? How a chain restaurant is run?
Right.
I've been for years. All I want to do is run a chain restaurant.
Yeah, and he would be the boss's son. He'd be.
Yeah, you could be like, hey, Dad, I want to take this over one day.
He doesn't even have to say that. He just, when his dad's not around, he can tell all the other workers, "I'm the dad's son, and what I say goes."
I'm the dad's son. Everybody's the dad's son, Tom.
Yeah, but when he's talking about that, I'm the dad's son at this restaurant.
Yeah, I'm the boss's son, is what he could say.
It's tomato.
I'm my daddy's son.
Yeah.
No, that'd be you could drop out of school, Dan. No, this is your ticket out. You could be in the Chowking business. You can be the Chow King.
Yeah. Well, the Chow King.
Well, here's the thing. You'd be the Chow Prince for now.
Yes. Oh man. If he
hello, you dress up like the prince.
I mean, even if you just had if your name tag just said the Chow Prince, oh man, don't let your friends listen to this because that's a dynamite way to bully you, just calling you the Chow Prince.
Yeah, as long as you're not like low man on the totem pole there.
Is that a low main joke?
Yeah, as long as you're not the low man on the totem pole there. That's what they probably call it in the biz, in the
the
Chow King biz.
Yeah, they love puns.
Yeah. Freaking, I would just go with it. Drop out of school, and you get to...
Well, did he say, like, is he worried about if he has to work there, he doesn't have time for his studies, or that he'd be embarrassed because...
No, that he doesn't have time for his studies.
Oh, okay. Well, what's he studying? Surfing, probably?
No, chow.
Chow. Wow.
Yeah. Serving chow.
Yeah. Well, then it sounds like, no better place to do it.
Yeah. I think, look, as everybody knows, what's the hardest thing about running a restaurant?
Coming up with the name.
Knowing how much food to order.
Yes.
How many ingredients? Look, I'd love to I'd be really good at running a restaurant, but then they'd be like, well, how many onions do you want? I don't fucking know how many onions I want.
Yeah, one for now, and we'll see how the day goes.
I don't know what people are going to order. I think in the franchise game,
they
tell you. Yeah, they just like, what do you... Oh, look, you just buy the stuff and then sell it.
And then
flip these onions.
We'll put you on a delivery schedule.
Exactly. It's so much fun.
And you know what? If you don't sell the burgers we gave you today, it's fine. They're frozen. Sell them next week.
Yeah. I mean, tell your dad to I don't know, open a better franchise.
Well, that's my question too. Like, is he mostly just upset that it's Chow King and that it's an unknown, an untested brand in Australia.
But here's the thing. What if this thing takes off?
Yeah.
And the Chow Prince could go out on his own and be like, look, I come from the Chow Dynasty over here.
Yeah.
Give me another franchise. And they'll be like, yeah, well, you know how to do it.
Yeah.
And it's like, really? They just deliver whatever food I need.
Yeah.
They tell me.
I mean, looking at the photos you showed me of the Chow King restaurant, I can't imagine it's going to take over Australia.
Here's the thing, though. Australia's weird, Tom.
That's true.
There's a lot of weird stuff that goes on in Australia. No offense to our Australian listeners.
Tim, I've seen young Einstein. I know it's weird down there.
Yeah. Man's name is Yahoo.
Yeah.
Serious.
Right.
Yeah. Daniel, I think you're thinking of this the wrong way.
Yeah.
Or Tom, what do you think he could do to convince or trick his dad not to take this big risk?
Tell him to open a McDonald's.
Yeah, but that seems like
what?
It's been done.
Yeah.
I think Daniel's dad's like a trailblazer.
He's an Australian pioneer.
Yeah. You could stage a death at the Chow King on the first day.
Somebody die of choking?
Yeah.
Choking at Chow King.
Yeah, and no newspaper man would be able to resist that headline.
No.
And then everybody would stay
and
away.
No customer would be able to resist buying a newspaper with that headline.
Exactly. And then they'd read about it, and then they'd be like, well, this place is obviously cursed on its first day.
I mean, maybe they would think like it's a dangerous place to eat, not necessarily cursed.
What do you mean a dangerous place to eat?
Like if he choked on a bone or something, and it's like, All
right, Daniel, you're going to have to work there for one day, and you're going to have to smuggle in a lot of bones.
Start saving bones now.
Yeah, as many bones of all different sizes. As many people that could choke at the Chow King that day, the better. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You get people put the bones in their breakfast rice and corn, right? And someone's bound to die.
Yeah.
The newspaper man runs with the choking at Chow King.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people will be choking.
Yeah.
Hopefully, at least one of them will die. Your dad will be disgraced. Be put out of business.
Chow King chock full of Chow King victims.
Yes. Yeah. Great.
Milkfish have bones, you think? They sound like a...
Milkfish sounds like it has every bad thing in the world in it.
It sounds like it actually has like no bones, like that, like you can't hold it. It just would like slip through your fingers or something.
Ugh.
Like it's gelatinous.
Yeah. Well,
good luck with your father's business.
Yes. I think we might lose Chow King as a sponsor based on this response.
Yeah, we're working that grand opening. We're going to be there cutting the tape.
Yeah, they're cutting the milkfish.
They're hard to cut, too. They slip right through the scissors.
All right, Tom. Well, I think we did some good this week, huh?
Yeah, a lot of good.
Thank you, everybody, for writing in. Keep those letters coming.
And those ears perked.
If you like the show.
You can find out more at tcgt.com. You can follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/complete guide. You can follow us on Twitter at complete guide. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Tom Reynolds.
You follow me on those things at your pal Tim.
If you want to support the show, you can support our sponsors. Also, check out tcgt.com/Amazon for all of your Amazon shopping, especially during the holidays. And tcgt.com/pledge for our Patreon with fun bonuses like mini episodes of Fast Food Friday.
Minisodes and mobisodes.
Yeah, minisodes that you can take mobile.
Like
put it on your mobile device. Tim, you sound like you're not satisfied with the work we've done here today.
I
think we've done a lot
like
of good work.
There's not much to be thankful for this year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Things aren't looking so great.
Well, the year's almost over.
That is crazy, right?
Yeah.
Man, life's just going faster and faster. One day we'll all be dead.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah. You know what? Everything's fine.
Where do you think milkfish come from?
The sea?
Well, yeah, of course the sea. Maybe not. Maybe they're freshwater. But like, so
is it just a regular fish prepared in milk?
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah, that's the worst thing I've ever heard.
And like, does this father then have to like import milkfish? That sounds like one of those things, like, you know, when they got all those rabbits in Australia and it ruined everything.
Yeah, they might not let you bring in milkfish.
Yeah.
They might
destroy
get your dad,
the local ecosystem. There might be a very good reason why there's never been a Chow King in Australia before.
Yeah. Besides the fact that all the food looks gross.
Yeah.
That their breakfast menu item is milkfish.
Well, thank you again to our sponsor this week, Chow King.
All right. See you next week.
Yeah.
That was a HeadGum podcast.